Okay, according to my clock, it is 11 o'clock, and we would like to be mindful of your time and start punctually. Before I begin, I'd like to ask everyone to please mute yourself. And of course, those who are on the program, if you will unmute when it's time for you to participate. Thank you. And now I begin by saying good morning, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us as Chesapeake College celebrates its 22nd annual Black History program. Although I can see you and not really hear you at this time, I'd like to ask everyone to just do a nice clap because that is quite an honor to be celebrated. For the second year in a row, we have had to celebrate this event virtually due to the pandemic restrictions. But I do believe that you will find your time with us will be very worthwhile. And it will be an enjoyable addition to your Saturday morning. So we're going to go right on and get started with greetings from our supportive president, Dr. Cliff Coppersmith.
Thank you, Michelle. It's good to be with you all. Esteemed members of our community, college faculty, staff, and students, and members of the MAC committee. Welcome to this virtual celebration of Black History Month. It is an honor to be with you this morning, and we sincerely hope that next year at this time, we'll be gathering together to celebrate this time of the year in person in the Caroline Center on our beautiful campus. I wish to recognize and thank Ms. Holloway and all the other
terrible. You have to hold it a different way. Which way when you hold it? Mute yourself.
Danielle, can you please mute everyone? Thank you.
I wish to recognize and thank Ms. Michelle Wayman and all the other staff and committee members who organized this event. Michelle has done a wonderful job as our diversity coordinator, restoring that vital function to the college. She is leaving this role in good order as she anticipates her second retirement. I'm happy to report that this position will transition to a full-time directorship effective 1 July 2022 under the direction of Mr. Kamari Collins. The woman or man who is selected for that position will continue to assist me and the college in furthering our DEI efforts, continue to build our relationships with our minority communities in the region, and contribute to building connections to our many partners in the Eastern Shore on this great effort. Our own work to strengthen diversity, to have challenging conversations, and to change the culture of our college so we better take care of all students continues. I thank you all for your contributions to this effort and also recognize the continuing funding development work with the MAC committee, which has successfully funded the J.C. Gibson Scholarship beyond the $25,000 goal we had for last year. And for today, at last count, you have all contributed to another $2,500 in this effort. I regret that I must leave these proceedings shortly, but it is for a good reason. I'm heading up to Cecil Community College, where our men's basketball team will endeavor to add to their 20-1 record of wins this season, continuing their climbing in the NJCAA national rankings, currently number 4 in the United States of America. And they are playing Cecil's team, which is right behind them at number 6. So today is a big day for our men's basketball team, and I want to be there to see them play. Roll Skipjacks. I wish you all the best as we enter a season of hope and recovery from a very difficult and challenging time. And again, thank you for your support of our students and of Chesapeake College.
Thank you, Dr. Coppersmith. Have a safe trip and wish our skipjacks well. At this time, we will have the singing of the Negro National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, by the Morgan State University Choir. Thank you. I hope you folks enjoyed that as much as I did. And I must admit, I'm a bit biased. That's my alma mater, but I do appreciate them being a part of our program this year. Next on our program, we're honoring 5 educators, 1 from Caroline, Dorchester, Kent, Queen Anne's, and Talbot counties. Each of these remarkable educators have paved the way for so many of us. And we can honestly say, because of them, we can. Sharing information on the 5 honorees are members of the Multicultural Advisory Committee of Chesapeake College, Shane Henson, Shay Lewis Cisco, Lakeisha Hoxter. By the way, I'm sorry, Lakeisha is ill, so I'll be filling in for her. Dana Bowser and Harriet Lowry. They will be coming in order of the counties. And afterwards, we will have brief remarks from Dr. Gwendolyn Handy from Dorchester County and Reverend Alice Hutchins from Queen Anne's County. So will those folks please unmute?
Good morning. Mrs. Hannah R. Henry, April 18th, 1913 until January 21st, 2021. All of Mrs. Henry's teaching career was done in Caroline County, beginning in 1934 in a one-room school in Pinetown, Maryland. In 1935, she was transferred to a community school in Fredericksburg, Maryland, where she taught for 4 years. She was then transferred to Ridgely Elementary School, where she taught until 1965, when Caroline County Public Schools were integrated. Mrs. Henry was the first African American teacher assigned to the previously all-white Ridgely School, where she taught until she retired in 1975. Mrs. Henry gave a total of 41 years of loving and dedicated service to the children of the Caroline County Public School System. She taught so much more than the 3 R's. Mrs. Henry taught and demonstrated a love for learning, good manners, discipline, and mutual respect for every child and adult she knew. Mrs. Henry was a very active in her church and community. She was a member of Trinity African Methodist Episcopal Church in Ridgely, Maryland, where the Women's Missionary Society bears her name. She was involved in numerous community organizations and the recipient of many honors and awards. In her spare time, Mrs. Henry enjoyed baking, spending time with her family, listening to her church sermons, working jigsaw puzzles, and watching her game shows. Mrs. Henry's godly influence will forever remain in the hearts of those who knew her. Many of her students traveled from far and near to celebrate her 100th birthday party in April of 2013, as well as her celebration of her life 107 years in February 2021. She truly touched the lives of many who still remember the love of learning passed down to them from an outstanding educator, Mrs. Hannah R. Henry.
Good morning. Dr. Gwendolyn B. Handy is a 1966 honors graduate of Maces Lane High School in Cambridge, Maryland, where she graduated with 12 years of perfect attendance. She earned a Bachelor's of Arts degree in history from Morgan State University in 1970 and a Master's of Arts degree from George Washington University in 1976. Dr. Handy earned her doctoral of education in curriculum and instruction from the University of Maryland, College Park in 1986. Dr. Handy was employed by Dorchester County Public Schools for 44 years and excelled in a variety of positions: teacher, assistant principal, principal, and supervisor. She worked diligently and was successful in all of her assignments. In the community, Dr. Handy is a member of the East Newmarket Linkwood Charge United Methodist Church. She is a lifetime member of the NAACP and the Morgan State University Alumni Association. She is also a member of Delta Sigma. Help me, I don't want to.
Delta Sigma Theta.
Thank you, Incorporated. Dr. Handy retired in 2014 after an outstanding career in education. She continues to serve and is committed to promoting higher education in her community. She is married to Roscoe Handy, and they have one daughter, Rosalind, who resides in Fort Worth, Texas. One of her most treasured honors is the completion of elementary, middle, and high school with perfect attendance. Dr. Gwendolyn Handy.
Reverend Clarence Hawkins from Kent County was born near Rock Hall on March 21st, 1937. He was known as a forceful presence as a Kent County Commissioner, Maryland Board of Education member, teacher, religious leader, and role model for the African American community for many years. Reverend Hawkins attended Henry Highland Garnett High School in Chestertown, graduating in 1955. He went on to graduate from Morgan State College in Baltimore, Maryland, and eventually returned to Kent County, where he served as a teacher and administrator for 32 years. He later earned his ministerial degree in the African Methodist Episcopal Church and pastored Holy Trinity AME Church and Bethel AME Church in Denton. He was one of the original members of what was then called Chesapeake College Minority Advisory Committee. As chairperson, he was instrumental in the planning of the first annual Black History Luncheon for the J.C. Gibson Scholarship. That was in 2000. Reverend Hawkins also served on the college's foundation board. He was the first African-American elected to the Kent County Commissioners. He served from 1993 till 1998. For the last 4 years as president of Kent County Commissioners. In 1996, Reverend Hawkins was a delegate to the Democratic National Convention, and in 1998, he was a candidate for the Maryland House of Delegates. He served on the Maryland State Board of Education from 2001 to 2005. Reverend Hawkins died on March 28, 2016. A community center in Wharton was named in his honor, the Clarence A. Hawkins Building. Reverend Clarence Hawkins, Kent County.
Reverend Alice Hutchins, Queen Anne's County Educator. Reverend Alice Hutchins is a lifelong resident of Queen Anne's County. She resides in the garden spot called Carmichael, Maryland. Her education began in Queen Anne's County, namely the Carmichael Elementary School. After attending elementary school, her next journey was attending the mighty Kennard Junior and Senior High School in 1950.
Oh, I missed it.
Where she graduated in
Excuse me.
1957.
Excuse me, Miss Ennals, will you please mute? Thank you.
Reverend Hutchins then attended Apex
There you
Public
go.
School and Zell's Teacher Academy in Baltimore, Maryland. Upon completion of both schools, she graduated with honors. While working as a beautician in Centerville and Baltimore, Maryland, she was hired in 1966 at the new Queen Anne's County High School. For higher education, Reverend Hutchins attended the University of Maryland College Park and Chesapeake College. She taught at Queen Anne's County High School until 1970 and was then accepted at the Career and Technology Center in Charles County. She then attended Charles County Community College and again the University of Maryland. While in Charles County, she taught there for 17 years. She wanted to return to her home on the Eastern Shore and applied for a position at the Career and Technology Center. She taught there until 1996 when she retired. In 1994, she attended licensing school for ministry. She was nominated as a candidate for the ordination ministry. However, she did not pursue that track. Instead, she has served diligently at John Wesley United Methodist Church as their lay leader for over 20 years and served faithfully as the Eastern District lay leader for 8 years. In 1996, Reverend Hutchins was blessed to be appointed to the Sassafras Warwick Charge. There, she served faithfully and attended the course of study. In 2004, with the help of God, she was able to merge the two churches as one without incident as the Wesley Chapel of Love. She said it was a blessed merger. She is still overjoyed about the merger, which brought 16 years of love and joy. In 2012, she says she was blessed to retire again, wanting to make sure that the congregation would be fine. In 2013, she served as interim pastor for the Union Steel Pond Coleman Charge for 3 years. She has served as the Multicultural Advisory Committee member for over 20 years. She has also served as chairperson. She is currently very thankful to be a part of the committee and its many endeavors. In Reverend Hutchins' words, the Lord has truly blessed me with the ability of hearing, seeing, and listening. I listen with lots of patience so that I can hear the great blessings and directions. Her quote, "My belief is that there is good in all people. If I can't say something nice about others, I don't say anything at all. I sincerely try to offer love to all as I walk with God." Reverend Alice Hutchins.
That's for her. You know her. That was your picture. Oh, they don't show the pictures.
Good morning. Martha Ray Chase Green was a Talbot County educator for 44 years. She began teaching in a one-room schoolhouse at Miles River Neck in Unionville and at Whitman Elementary School until one-room schools were consolidated. Then Mrs. Green taught at Glenwood Elementary School and Eastern Middle School. Her many achievements as an educator were best measured by her students. many of whom still have vivid moments and memories of Mrs. Green. What they remember most is a teacher who cared for them, spent much of her free time helping them, and she opened her home to them. Her students knew they were expected to do their very best work. She had worked hard to earn an education, and she expected the same of them. Mrs. Green was a very positive role model and an inspiration for her students, her community, her family, her St. Stephen's AME church family, and for everyone who came to know her. Talbot County was truly blessed by Mrs. Green's love for education and a life devoted to teaching and caring for others. Thank you.
Many thanks to each of you for sharing information on those fine folks who led the way for us in education. And at this time, we're going to have brief remarks from Dr. Gwendolyn Handy from Dorchester County and Reverend Alice Hutchins from Queen Anne's County. Dr. Handy.
Good morning to everyone, and congratulations on your book scholarship program. Thank you, Sorrel Wayman, for everything that you've done in asking me to participate in the program. This is not my first time participating in this scholarship. Over the years, I've actually attended on campus and enjoyed the program every year. Congratulations again to everything that you're doing for students to improve their lives. It's very important. It's something I committed my life to. And I hope that you have many, many, many more successful years of helping students to continue their education. Again, congratulations to that.
Thank you. Reverend Hutchins, you're muted right now. Danielle, can you please unmute Reverend Hutchins?
I'm looking for his name in the list.
Oh, I think someone has it for.
Okay, thank you.
First, giving honor to God, who's the head of my life, and to this great team that I belong to, the MAC team. I thank God that he has blessed me down through the years to just be a part of just trying to help in Queen Anne's County and other counties. And I thank the MAC team for honoring me today. And I thank all the people who are on the team. But most of all, I thank God for just bringing me this far by faith, leaning on the Lord. And I thank the president of the college for being a part. I'd just like to say that it's been a pleasure just being in the land of the living at 82 years old.
Wonderful.
And I thank God for the education and for the religious track that I'm on, that I'm still able to go forth in the name of the Lord. So continue to be service as we go from day to day in our county, in our surrounding areas. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much to Dr. Handy and to Reverend Hutchins. You don't know how much your leadership means to those of us who are continuing the fight to try to do all we can to help all students succeed. And it's just encouraging to have you share your words to keep us moving and to keep us motivated. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. At this time, we are going to have the introduction of our speaker by Kirk Howey, who is a member of the Multicultural Advisory Committee. Kirk?
Good morning, everyone, and it's my sincere honor to introduce our guest speaker, Co-Pastor Passion Bolden Tillman. Elder Passion Bolden Tillman, a native of Federalsburg, Maryland, is the assistant pastor of the International House of Worship Incorporated, located in Federalsburg, Maryland. She was ordained in the office of an elder and installed as co-pastor on January 11th, 2004, under the leadership of founding pastor Dawn R. Ellison. Co-pastor Passion was born on October 18, 1974, to the late Yolanda B. Bolden and the late Landis D. McGee, both of Federalsburg. In 1993, she was united in marriage to Calvin Tillman, and in 1999, they were blessed by God together with a son, Calvin Tillman Jr., or CJ. Co-pastor Passion began her professional career soon after graduating from college. She has held several management positions during her career and was a consumer bank and loan officer with Bank of America and Centerville National Bank. In 1994, she graduated from Chesapeake College in Wye Mills, Maryland, majoring in business management. In 2008, she received her Associates of Applied Science degree in mortuary science from Catonsville Community College in Baltimore, Maryland. She is a mortician licensed by the Maryland State Board of Morticians and Funeral Directors and the Delaware State Board. With this achievement, she made history in becoming the first African-American female mortician that is a native of Caroline County. Co-pastor Passion's most recent accomplishment is the opening of her own funeral business on December 10th of 2010. She is the sole owner and operator of Bowden Tillman Mortuary, licensed in Federalsburg, Maryland, and in Easton, Maryland. She also serves as the president of the Chesapeake College Foundation Board in Wye Mills, Maryland. On January 5th, 2011, she was the honored recipient of the NAACP Award for her outstanding community achievements. And it's my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Passion Bolden Tillman.
Thank you, Kirk. Thank you so much. At this time, we're going to have a selection by Mr. Leroy Potter, who is a graduate of Chesapeake College. He will be accompanying one of his vocal students, Lane Morgan, who is a middle school student, I believe, in Talbot County Public Schools.
Hello, my name is Lane Morgan. I'm currently 12 years old and I attend St. Peter Paul Middle School. I'm in the 7th grade and I love to sing. My voice coach is Mr. Leroy Potter, and today I have prepared a song for you. I will be singing If I Can Help Somebody. If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can help somebody with a word or a song, if I can show somebody that he is traveling wrong, then my living shall not be in vain. in vain. Then my living shall not be in vain. Then my living shall not be in vain. If I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living shall not be in vain. Thank you so much.
Our guest speaker, Mrs. Passion Bolden Tillman.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for all that you do, and everyone that has decided to come and make this possible. I think it's just awesome. Also wanted to say to Miss Morgan Lane, job well done. Beautiful big voice, and I wanted to encourage you to keep on keeping on. Okay, now I will not be before you long. Michelle, thank you for having me here, and everyone else. I appreciate the opportunity. And also wanted to give a shout out while I'm here. We're actually getting ready to start a funeral service. So you see me in one of the back rooms. One of the trustees so graciously made sure I had an area whereby I could come and be involved, come and do my part on today. So I wanted to give a shout out to Mount Olive AME, who's in Wharton, Maryland. So this is where we are today. So I just wanted to say, I just give them a shout out because I thank them for their accommodations. Now then, it is and a pleasure actually to be able to speak on such an occasion. This is Black History Month. And one of the things that I wanted to say is that one can hardly think about Black history. You cannot think about Black history and not consider the iconic Martin Luther King Jr. And even thinking about him, I stand here as a product of his dream. Essentially, one who was born of young parents. My parents were very young when they had me. They were 16 and 17 years old. And also, many of you who know my story, you already hear, but humor me for a moment because it all comes together full circle. But I also wanted to remind you that I am a product of a child. I'm a child who was born of young parents. They passed away within 8 months of each other. I was 4 years old when my father passed, and 8 months later, my mother passed. And soon after they passed, we had to go, me, my brother, my sister, we had to go live with our grandmother. My grandmother died maybe about a year later, and then we had to go live with our great-grandparents. And when my great-grandmother died, maybe not too long after that, we had to actually go to live with our aunt. And she was only 23 years old when she took care of me, my brother, and my sister. And plus she had two of her own, so she was raising 5 children. She was a single parent raising 5 children on her own. And so fast forwarding just a little bit, in 2002, I was working at the bank at this particular time, Central National Bank, and I found myself falling ill. And when I got ill, I had to leave corporate America. And it was during that time when I had to leave the bank that I had to seek God for divine instructions, for some divine intervention. And when I did that, I heard God very clear. I heard him very plain. Because one of the things that I needed to do is to find out, now that this has happened in my life, what's my next step? So this is where the divine intervention come in. I went in my prayer closet and I began to ask God, okay, now that this has happened in my life, God, what's my next step? What do you want me to do? And I heard him very clear. I heard him very plain. He specifically said mortuary science. So hearing that, one of the things that I would do, I would follow that directive. And this brings me to where I am today. When he said mortuary science, I went ahead and re-enrolled in Chesapeake College. And then after I graduated from Chesapeake College, I went on again to pursue my career at Catonsville Community College in Baltimore. So when I did that, it was soon after graduating and soon after becoming a licensed mortician, I would open up my own funeral home. And without even realizing it, I actually made history. I didn't even, that wasn't my intent, but that was a byproduct of me following God's voice. I ended up being the first female mortician, African-American mortician that's a native of Caroline County. So all of this happened during that time, just by hearing God's voice. Now, some people may not understand, you may not know what I mean when I say divine intervention, but when I say divine intervention, one of the things I would like for you to do is to reflect back to Martin Luther King. Okay, when Martin Luther King was there, when he was giving his speeches and he was talking, we can all remember his speeches. And one of the things that he said was, I have been to the mountaintop. And he said, I've seen the promised land. So when he made that statement, one of the things that he was actually doing was prophesying. He heard and he was guided and led by God. He believed in a time when his people would one day be free of oppression, free from the bondage of oppression, free from prejudice, free from degradation, and free from all of those things that held his people down. This is what he was saying essentially. He said that I believe, I see the promised land. And this was the promise that he had a vision of. He believed in that. And even if we rewind a little bit further, we can go back to Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman also had divine intervention. She had divine intervention when she would see dreams, and God would give her, he would speak to her in dreams, and he would speak to her in dreams and visions, actually. And she would take that, she would know, she understood that that was God inspired. So what she would do, she would follow exactly those directives. And even in following that directive, she would be able to find her purpose. You are hearing what I'm saying? So it takes divine instruction, it takes divine guidance in order to find out what your purpose is. All right, so this is what Martin Luther King did, and this is also what Harriet Tubman did. So then bringing back to my purpose, once we understand, remember when I said, when I went in my prayer closet and I began to ask God, okay, Lord, now that this has happened, what do you want me to do? And when he said mortuary science, I was stunned. I was really shocked because it was not in my plan. It was something I did not think that I would be doing. I thought I would be the manager of a bank or something like that. That was my idea. But when God called me out of corporate America through this sickness, and when I began to ask him for instruction, I began to ask him for guidance, and he said mortuary science, I probed a little bit more. I said, Lord, are you sure this is what you want me to do? I heard him very clear. It was not my own intention. It wasn't my own thought process. I heard God clearly. He said, why do you doubt? And I said, Lord, no, I'm not doubting you. I want to make sure I'm hearing you right, because that's my purpose in life, to do the will of God who sent me here. So this is what I'm doing. I'm asking God, what do you want me to do? And hear the purpose in this. He said, it's not about those that pass, but those that yet remain. Wow. God let me know that he was raising me up to put me in such a position so that I can minister to the families that he's sending my way. So I can tell them, you can make it even though mama's gone. You can make it even though daddy's gone. So then I began to understand why I had to suffer all the deaths that I had to suffer, because God was going to use this as my business ministry so I can be there for my families. And I call all of my families, so I can be there and let them know you can make it even though mother's gone. You can make it even though father's gone. You don't have to depend. A lot of times people don't make it in life because they're holding on to the unfortunate things of the past. But this is one of the things that Black History Month is all about. It's not just about Black history, but we can all learn in that history that he will take the things that you've suffered in the past and he will turn around and make it all good. But you have to understand that there is purpose in your life. God will cause you to a place of purpose. He will cause you to a place where you can just sit down and listen and find out exactly what it is that he will have you to do. This is why we have the Martin Luther Kings that was in the time that they were in. This is why we had the Harriet Tubman, because they all heard what God wanted them to do, and they all began to go and follow that path. This is why they looked so successful. It wasn't that they were successful in their own right. It was because they heard what God said and they began to do what God did. The same thing with me. I didn't go on my own deciding that I was going to do this, that, or the other. It was God inspired. It was ordained by him. And this is why we have what we have on today. And I'm so grateful to God God that he allowed even my story to be heard worldwide. This isn't the only venue that has heard my story, and my testimony essentially is what it is. And I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful to God for this. But now then, one of the things that before I leave, I'm going to say, Harriet Tubman and Martin Luther King, we can know, this is how I can say I stand here a product of their dream. They believed in a time where their people would be free. They believed in a time where we would have equal opportunity, where we'd be able to live out the American dream equally. And I am a product of their dream. I am a product of their hope. So I just wanted to encourage everyone on here today to pay attention to what it is that God's calling you to, so that you'll find your purpose too. All right. And that concludes my service for today. So back to you, Michelle.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And to our young people, as well as to our young at heart, we're never too old, never too young, never too old to live our dream. Just listen and follow your dream. Thank you so much for sharing those words of encouragement with each of us. Means so much. And now we're excited to honor our next group of people. These are all high school graduating seniors who have been selected by their principals or their guidance counselors to represent their school for this event. They will be introduced by members of our Multicultural Advisory Committee, Dana Bowser, Vicki Wilson, Mark Berry, Melvin Shorter, and Cindy Reyes. We thank them for participating. For our young people, after your counties are introduced, you will have the opportunity to introduce yourself in your own way in the order that your names are announced. So we will begin with Caroline County.
The first speaker for Caroline County will be Michaela Scharf.
Hi, I'm Michaela Scharf.
You're on mute, Michaela. There you go.
Hi, I'm Michaela Scharf, and I'm a senior at North Carolina High School. I'm in the CCTC program for cosmetology.
Would you like to share any other exciting things about yourself? I remember reading some things.
So I do track and field through the school. And I just received my, I took my state boards for cosmetology, and I'm a fully licensed cosmetologist.
Wonderful. And your grades?
I'm sorry?
And your honors? Your grades?
Oh, my grades, yes. I have a GPA of a 3.95.
Yes.
And I am 30th in my class.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Michaela would also like to thank her mom and her teachers for assisting her to becoming the best student that she can be. Miss Michaela. Our next student is Alejandra Bolden.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alejandra Bolden, and I am a senior at Colonel Richardson High School in Fredericksburg, Maryland. I'm grateful for all my teachers and my mom who have helped me get to where I am. I plan to attend college after I graduate high school and major in computer science. Some extracurriculars that I'm in right now are marching band, jazz band, concert band, and I'm in Spanish Honor Society.
Amazing.
Thank you. And I'm sorry
Thank
about
you,
that,
Elijah.
Alicia. And Alacia, it also plans to attend college and major in something related to biology and earth science. So thank you. Our last student from Caroline County is Taylor Holloway.
Hi guys, I'm Taylor. I go to North Caroline. I play volleyball and I played basketball and lacrosse. I'm in National Honor Society and SGA, and I chair in our school student voice committee. I plan to go to college right after high school, and I want to major in psychology.
Thank you.
Taylor, one closing thought about Taylor, she also enjoys doing community service activities, fundraisers for Powder Puff, Toys for Tots, and animal fostering.
Dorchester County.
Yes, good morning, everyone. With pleasure, I have the opportunity to introduce to you 3 wonderful students from Dorchester County. Our first student comes from Cambridge South Dorchester, Courtney Monet Fitchett Monarchy. I hope I said that correctly, Courtney. So Courtney, share anything you'd like to with us.
Hello, everyone. It's actually pronounced Minoki or Manaki, but good try. Hello, everyone. I'm a senior at Cambridge South Dorchester High School. I'm a graduate of the class of 2022. I am currently a dual enrollment student at Chesapeake College. I was so excited to be honored and have and to be selected as an honors student for this whole event. I'm grateful for my mom, Miss Stephanie Fitchett, Mrs. Bell, Mrs. King, and my family, who all have helped me with programs such as the Maryland Business Roundtable for Education and the Next Generation Scholars Program. That is very successful now, and I think it will lead a whole bunch of students in the right way. And lastly, I would like to say, hopefully when I graduate from high school, which is coming up very soon, that I'll be able to go to Towson University to become a forensic scientist or a criminalist. Something that I really love doing is playing percussion in the marching and jazz band, listening to music, or dancing and singing. Something extra special about me is that I love acting, going to church, and spending time with my loved ones. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Courtney. And I know both Mrs. Bell, who works with Maryland Business Roundtable there, and Mrs. King. I'm sure they would love to know that you mentioned them in your remarks today. Our next student comes from Dorchester County Technology Center, assuming maybe also a student at CSD or North Dorchester, Amani Jade Newton. Amani?
Good morning. My name is Amani Newton. I attend Dorchester Career and Technology Center in Cambridge, Maryland, where I am in the medical services program. My goal is to attend Towson University and get my, sorry, y'all.
That's okay.
My goal is to attend Towson University, where I plan to become a registered nurse and hopefully further my career to become a nurse practitioner and focus of pediatric patients. I would like to thank my mother, my principal, Anna Howie, and my medical services teacher, Ms. Patsy Farmer, and it is a pleasure to be here representing my school.
Thank you, Amani. Wonderful, wonderful. And I think I did see Anna Howie's name on there, so she's watching. And then our last student from North Dorchester High School is Raven Mullock. Raven?
Hi, my name is Raven Mullock. I'm a senior at North Dorchester High School. I'm incredibly honored to receive such prestigious recognition, and I'm grateful for my family and supportive ND staff for shaping me into such a successful student. I plan to attend college to become a doctor, and right now I am senior class president for ND's class of 2022, president of the National Hispanic Honor Society, president of International Club, and vice president of Key Club. Something special about me is that I am a trained violinist, and I am so grateful for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, we will recognize our student from Kent County.
Good afternoon. My name is Mark Berry, and I'm also the Director of Student Engagement and Development at Chesapeake College. And today I have the pleasure of introducing the awardee for Kent County, Mr. Jayden Reed.
I'm not sure if Jayden is present. He did contact me last night, he and his father, saying that he might not be here, but I do have his paragraph. It says,
I can read it for you, Michelle. I have it too.
Wonderful, thank you.
Jayden is a senior at Kent County High School in Wharton, Maryland. Throughout his high school experience, he has been involved in varsity basketball, varsity tennis, varsity track and field, the STEM program, and the Minority Scholars Program. Jayden has also taken multiple AP and honors courses. When he graduates from high school, he plans to attend a 4-year university to become a psychologist, specifically to do research on the brain and understand why humans do the things we do. Jayden is grateful for his parents, his siblings, and close friends who have helped him to motivate him and become the great student and individual that he is. So let's give a huge virtual round of applause for Mr. Jayden Reed, who couldn't be here with us today.
Thank you. Queen Anne's County.
Good afternoon to all. In Queen Anne's County, congratulations to Lyric Rogers from Queen Anne's County High School in Centerville, Maryland.
Lyric.
Good morning. My name is Good morning. My name is Lyric Rogers, and I'm a senior at Queen Anne's County High School in Centerville, Maryland. It's an honor, and I'm very grateful to have been selected by my school for this program. I'm grateful for my family and my close friends for believing in me and not letting me settle for anything less than what I can accomplish. After being accepted to colleges from New Mexico to Florida, I've decided to commit to Salisbury University's School of Business. I plan on majoring in business and pre-law in hopes of becoming an owner of a family law firm. I'm currently in year 2 of dual enrollment and a member of Queen Anne's County's Future Business Leaders of America, along with the core member of the Queen Anne's County High School Superintendent Student Advisory Council. Something I enjoy doing is traveling to new places and gaining new experiences. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lyric. Talbot County.
Good morning. My name is Cindy Reyes, and I have the pleasure and great honor to present to you the honorees from Talbot County. The first one is, and please excuse me if I don't say your name right. I know what that means because many people say my name wrong, my last name wrong. But the first one I have here is Behora Chabiba Aguro from Easton High School. And please, Behora, please say your name right. I'm sorry if I did it wrong. I tried to find out, but with us, Behora.
Hi. Well, can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm Behora Aguru. I am a senior at Easton High School, and I'm honored to have been selected for this honor. I plan to pursue a degree in neuroscience to become a trauma physician. I do shot put and discus for the track and field team. I also devote a lot of time to the Rotary Club in my area for volunteering. I'm also the co-captain of our academic quiz bowl team and the editor-in-chief for our local literary magazine. As of today, I've been accepted to Princeton University, the University of Maryland, College Park, Northeastern, Virginia Tech, Howard University, and Towson University. Like a fun fact about me is that I collect vinyl records. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And our next student is Kiera Brumel from St. Michael's High School.
Good morning. My name is Kiera Brumel, and I am very honored to be selected for this achievement. I'm a part of the National Honor Society, National Art Honor Society, SGA, and United Sound. I want to thank my family because each of and every one of them helped me become the person that I am today. And after graduating high school, I plan on attending Chesapeake College.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Very remarkable students. Now we'll go back to our MC, Michelle Wayman.
Thank you so much, members of the Multicultural Advisory Committee and students. I'm telling you, as an educator, I am just excited about our student honorees. Your stories, your ambitions, your goals, and your accomplishments. We have violinists and presidents of organizations and class leaders, so much. We are so, so proud of you. Thank you for, and first I'll say congratulations, not just to you, but to your parents, your family, your schools, and all those who encourage you to do your best and be your best. And I sincerely hope that you are going to be recognized at your various schools and at your various boards of education for this honor that you have received today. Outstanding. And young people, I will be stopping by your schools either Monday or Tuesday of next week just to visit each of you and can't shake your hand, but we can do the bump, okay? So I look forward to meeting you face to face one day next week. As we are about to close our program, I want to acknowledge another accomplishment that is worthy of our celebration today. About a year and a half ago, Dana Bowser brought to our attention during an advisory committee meeting that the J.C. Gibson Scholarship was close to being 25 years old. At that time, we set a goal to raise $25,000 in honor and support of the scholarship's 25th anniversary. I am happy to announce to you today that we have met that goal of $25,000 to go to the J.C. Gibson Scholarship. And I want to let you know that beyond that, we have raised over $2,500 for today's event. And so with the support of you, our families, our friends, our communities, and most of all, with divine intervention, it is a blessing that we have reached that goal. People, this scholarship provides financial support for the many students who are struggling to be able to purchase the books and supplies they need for classes. We look forward to being able to help them even more with the support that you have given to us. As a thank you to each of you for attending today, you can look forward to receiving a 25-year anniversary booklet from the Multicultural Advisory Committee, featuring all of our honorees and featuring 2 faithful members of the MAC committee who they don't know, but that will be Cindy Reyes and Mr. Melvin Shorter, 2 faithful members of the Multicultural Advisory Committee. So as I go at this time, we will be favored with the selection "We Shall Overcome" by the Morehouse Men's Glee Club, following by closing remarks by Miss Dana Bowser, Director of Student Retention and Success, and our Vice President, Mr. Kamari Collins, Vice President of Student Success and Enrollment. They will give you our closing remarks. And again, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you have enjoyed our celebration. Thank you.
shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand today. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid today. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome
Dana?
Good afternoon, everyone. Just thank you so much for your support, not just today, but for 25 years. So many of you have been very faithful community members and contributors to the J.C. Gibson Scholarship, maybe not just monetarily, but with your presence at events and your encouragement. So truly, in Passion's words, in other words, if people have spoken because of you, people that are on this committee, people that are in the community because of you, your contributions, your generosity, your love, and your prayers and support, you have touched the lives of so many Chesapeake College students that they're now doctors, lawyers, presidents, and whatever their future dreams are. So we thank you so much. And we just ask that your generosity be given back to you 100-fold because of all that you do to help our students. Thank you today.
Kamari?
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for joining us for this year's annual Black History program. I also want to thank the Multicultural Advisory Committee and Chesapeake staff who helped make today's virtual event possible. Certainly a special thank you goes out to Michelle Wayman for her vision, leadership, and helping us move the J.C. Gibson Scholarship above the $25,000 mark. To the honorees, thank you for being trailblazers and paving the way. To the student honorees, I applaud and congratulate you on your amazing accomplishments. It is clear to see that your future is indeed bright. Keep shining. To Pastor Bolden Tillman, thank you for sharing your story and inspirational message to find purpose and divine intervention. We have great challenges and opportunities ahead of us. Together we can make real change and truly overcome. We must continue to work towards not just advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion, but striving for social justice where we remove systemic barriers. As the late, great John Lewis said, if not us, then who? If not now, then when? Thank you all again for joining us today to celebrate Black history. Take care.
Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful afternoon. We appreciate you joining us.